Hey guys, my name is Stephen Walsh, and I am a full-time trivia host, originally from Ireland, but now living with my family in Baltimore in Maryland. And I run trivias for companies and organizations, but I also do some games for the public a couple of nights a week, and I do online trivia. And what I decided to do, and this was very last minute, I just decided to do this in the last hour, is I'm going to record a game that you can play from home yourself on your own time whenever you want. All right. I'm going to post it online and maybe you'll share it with people or play yourself or whatever. It is a trivia that I hosted for a group in Baltimore, an in-person game in Baltimore about 2 weeks ago. All right. I will explain the format and everything. And normally there'd be a timer, but I'm just going to tell you to pause. So I'm going to give you questions and I'll pause. But it's a general knowledge trivia game that I think if you're a trivia fan, you might like. And when I'm recording this, it's Wednesday. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. So my guess is for the next 24, 48, 72 hours, you're going to be with some family and friends, and you can play together or you can play separate, whatever you want. All right. Anyway, how we're going to do it. It's general knowledge trivia. I bounce around a lot. It's a mix of easy, medium, and difficult questions. And the format, we do 6 rounds, 6 rounds with 3 questions in each. All right. 3 different questions. There's also a halftime round with 5 questions. All right. You will have 4 minutes to answer. 4 minutes. Now, you can take more time, less time. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you to pause. But if you were playing my game, you would have 4 minutes. Okay. In the regular rounds, 3 questions, I ask them one at a time. Then I put up a summary slide. And then I will click a slide that says pause now. And for you guys, you just pause the video and unpause it when you're ready to have your answers. But I would normally say 4 minutes. Now, the first question is usually quite easy. It's worth 4. Second one's medium, so it's worth 5. And the last one is more difficult, so it's worth 6. But occasionally there's partial points or multiple answers. It'll be very clear what I'm looking for. And if you're keeping track of score, it's 4, 5, or 6. Or if we're doing partial points, easy to follow. Okay. If we were playing in person, I'll read the questions, you discuss your answers, and then one person would write the answers. You're at home, you can write them or not. I don't care. You're not submitting them to me. If you were playing online, you would submit them via an answer form, and we tally the scores as they come in. When I'm playing in person or hosting in person, I tell people if they don't know an answer, just have a guess. But if you don't even have a good guess, just write something funny. And that way people know they're not going to embarrass themselves or anything like that. We're trying to have a good time. And some people are really good at trivia. Some people are just out to have a good time and really just want to have fun. So I want to try to write a game that can challenge even the best, but can be played by everybody. All right. The game will finish with 2 final questions, 2 questions at the end where you can bet points. So if we were in person, I would read out all the scores. Then you would do 2 questions, and scores can change a lot because of the points going up and down. All right. And then if we were in person, I would make sure there was no cheating because for trivia to be fun, it needs to be fair. Luckily, my trivia attracts a group of people that aren't really into that. Cheating to win a game without much of a prize. They're here to play a good game. But obviously do what you want to do. You're just watching a video. Okay. Again, I did not plan this. This was on a whim. This was in the last hour, but you are hopefully with your family and friends, or you can play yourself. Um, I'm not going to need a team name. This was for the slides at the game I hosted, but if you want to pick a team name, you can do that. All right, round number 1 is coming up. We're going to do 3 questions, and then I'll put up a summary slide and I'll tell you to pause. All right. When I say pause, you can pause. I'll wait about 3 seconds and then I'm going to continue. So if you don't pause, you're going to get the answers really quickly. Okay. If you are playing along, pause, give yourself however much time you need, play along, and try to keep track of your score if you can. Maybe that'll be fun, maybe not. Okay, here we go. Question 1, points for being close. You can get partial points for being close, but for all the points, the first episode of ABC's 2020 aired in which decade of the 20th century? So it's a famous show, but the first episode aired in which decade of the 20th century? Number 2, which famous band's name comes from a San Francisco slang term meaning to do nothing but smoke weed all day? So it's a famous band. That's the origin of their name. Who could the band be? Number 3, we do a style of question called easy or harder. The easier one, I think, is significantly easier. If you get it right, you get 3 points. The harder one is harder. If you get it right, you get 6 points, but you can't answer both. So I'm giving you an option to take an easy three, or you can risk it for the harder six. Easier one for 3 points. Which country produced the world's first high-speed train system in the 1960s? All right, which country could that be? Harder one for 6 points. What is the deepest point in Earth's oceans? All right, deepest part in the ocean on Earth. What point is that? Okay, those are your questions. I would start a timer normally, but in this game, I'm just going to tell you pause now. You click pause. I'm going to wait about 3 seconds and then I'm going to jump in the answers. If you don't pause, answers are coming up in three, two, one. Boom. Number one, if you're keeping your score, all right, if you get the correct decade, give yourself 4 points. For every decade, you're off one less point. That gets everyone off the mark. Correct answer was 1970s. It was the late 70s, but 1970s. Number two, the band Smoke Weed All Day. It's a famous band, American band, Green Day. Green Day. Number three, easier question. 1960s was Japan and the bullet trains. The harder one was the Mariana Trench. More specifically, I think is Challenger Deep, but I was accepting Mariana Trench. So give yourself all or partial points on one. Green Day would have got you five. Japan would have got you three. Mariana Trench would have got you six. You can keep track of your score. You get how it works now. It's not that confusing. All right, round number two. Here we go. Younger, older. All this is for is some teams are younger, some teams are older. I don't care which answer you give me. It can suit some of your team. If you're older and you can answer the younger or younger and answer the older, that doesn't matter. But you only answer one, okay? Younger, what does the J stand for in the name of the author, J.K. Rowling? What does the J stand for in J.K. Rowling? Older question. Which 1971 Hunter S. Thompson novel has the subtitle A Savage Journey to the Heart of the American Dream? Which 1971 Hunter S. Thompson? We didn't plan for this. Oh my God, what are you doing up here? All right, I'm trying to host a game. Can you say hi? Hi. All right, can you let me get back to work, please? No, me stay. No, no, no. I'm recorded. Please. All right, thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you in a second. Close the door. Okay. We just take one. We just take $2. I should not have scripted this. All right, easier one. The J and J.K. Rowling. Harder one. Which 1971 Hunter S. Thompson novel has the subtitle A Savage Journey to the Heart of the American Dream? All right. What Hunter S. Thompson novel has that subtitle? Question two. As of 2025, what is the most valuable sports franchise in the world according to Forbes magazine? As of 2025, according to Forbes, the most valuable sports franchise. And number three, this is a little tricky. Combine the first name of an African American journalist, sociologist, and civil rights icon with the first word of the two-word title of the Lumineers' biggest hit song. If you do that, you'll get the name of the US state whose population rose by 17.3% between 2010 and 2020. All right. First name, first part of the two-word name of the song, you get a state. It's a tricky one. All right, you would have 4 minutes. I'm going to say pause now, and I'm going to unpause in three, two, one. I can't believe my son just trashed that. All right, round two. Joanne, J.K. Rowling, Joanne. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was the Hunter S. Thompson one. There was a movie with Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro, although you know that because I'm showing it on screen. Dallas Cowboys for the franchise. A lot of people in person had European soccer teams, but it was the Cowboys. And number three, Ida B. Wells, and the song was Ho Hey, Idaho. Idaho. That's a bit tricky, but if you get the Ida B. Wells part, it's really easy. Or maybe you know the Lumineers. If you think you don't know that song, you probably actually do. All right, round three. The blank, six-letter word, the blank belt is a disc-shaped region of icy bodies beyond Neptune's orbit, filled with dwarf planets like blank, five-letter word, comets, and other objects. What are the two missing words? So I want a six-letter word that fits that accurately and a five-letter word that fits that part accurately. All right, 2 points for each. Number two, the historically inaccurate idea that Vikings wore horned helmets was popularized by epic music dramas by which 19th century German composer? Right? It was a German composer from the 19th century. Because of productions relating to that composer, we got the idea that Vikings had horns on their helmets. All right. Who was that? And number three, another easier, harder. Easy one for three, harder for six. Easier one. A Moment Like This was the 2002 debut single by which lady made famous by American Idol? All right. 2002, A Moment Like This debut single. Harder one. Which singer performed the Summer Carnival Tour from 2023 to 2024, grossing $584 million across 97 shows? So easier one for three, harder for six. Those are your questions, guys. I'm going to tell you to pause now, and you're going to unpause when you're ready. Three, two, one. All right. Answer number one was the Kuiper Belt. Kuiper, Kuiper Belt, and dwarf planets like Pluto. Still makes some people mad, but Pluto no longer a planet in our solar system, a dwarf planet. All right, number two, that was the composer, and he had Ride of the Valkyries. Richard Wagner. Richard Wagner was the answer. And number three, 2002, I think it was the first season. I think it was, right? Her and Justin. Kelly Clarkson. And the other one, the Carnival Tour, was Pink. Pink. All right. Round number three is over. Jamie, why are you back?
It's because I wonder what championship scores are now.
I don't know. I don't know. Jamie, I'm recording. Out and close the door.
Oh,
Please. Thank you. I can't believe this. Did you close the door? Thank you. All right. Halftime. 5 questions. 4 points each. These would be worth 4 points each. And if you got all five, I give you 4 bonus points. So potentially 24 points. Dr. Ivo Robotnik is the arch nemesis of which video game character? Dr. Ivo Robotnik, arch nemesis of which video game character? Number two, the Fields Medal is considered by many to be the Nobel Prize of what? The Fields Medal is considered by many to be the Nobel Prize of what? Number three, cantaloupe, cassava, and honeydew are all types of which fruit? What type of fruit? Number four, on which continent can the electric eel be found in the wild? On which continent would you find the electric eel in the wild? And number five, born in 1961, he is one of the most famous people on earth. And he won the 2006 Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album. Who is he? So born in 1961, one of the most famous people on earth, and won the 2006 Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album. Who is he? All right, those are your questions. Again, you will get 4 points for each. You'll get 4 bonus points if you got all five, but that's not easy. I'm going to tell you if you're ready to answer. Pause now. Three, two, one. Dr. Ivo Robotnik, also Eggman or well, Robotnik, Eggman. There's a few other nicknames. Anyway, it's the arch nemesis of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Number two, the Fields Medal is considered by many to be the Nobel Prize of mathematics. Number three, all types of melon. Number four, the electric eel can be found in the wild in South America. I got a lot of Australia on that one, some Asia, but it's South America. And number five, ticking the boxes. What can be confusing for people is spoken word album. A lot of people think maybe that's a rap thing or something. No, it's often people narrating a book of theirs. And this is one of the most famous people in the world narrating a book that year. It was Barack Obama. Barack Obama. All right, guys, that is halftime. You can tally up your score. If the video takes off a little bit, I can check the scores that people had on that night, and you can see how you're doing against other teams. But this is more just for fun. If you are enjoying the trivia, you can find me at Welsh Trivia on Instagram, on Facebook, or on LinkedIn. I do a lot of corporate games, a little more back and forth, and we talk to people and joke, but I try to keep them moving, keep people engaged. And the questions are probably a little easier for corporate games, but people use them as team builders and socials. And yeah, we have a lot of luck with that. So yeah, I do those games. I do games for individuals and families. I do school events, alumni gatherings, networking events, in person, hybrid, fully virtual, ones where people are in an office and I'm remote. I've done them all. Been doing this for about 5.5 years. So if you're interested at all, these are some of the companies. What do they do? There you go. These are some of the companies I've worked with. There's some really good ones on there, some famous ones. But I also do loads of stuff with nonprofits, small organizations. I don't really care as long as I think it'll be a fun event, makes sense for me, and I think people will enjoy it, then we can discuss it. It costs nothing to have a quick conversation. All right. My website is walshtrivia.com, and the Walsh Trivia thing is on every slide, so you'll find me. All right. Second half starts now, guys. Round number 4. Partial points for being close, but for all the points. The Girl Scouts of America was founded by Juliet Gordon Low in Savannah, Georgia in 1912. In what decade was she born? All right. You can get points for being close. Hopefully, you can get off the mark. But in what decade was she born? Okay. Number 2, the name of which dance is believed to honor a failed Warsaw uprising against Russia in 1830 and 1831? The name of which dance is believed to honor a failed Warsaw uprising? And number 3, the city with the most skyscrapers, 569 such buildings as of 2025, is a city in Asia home to a little over 7 million people. All right. What city is that? The city with the most skyscrapers. I think the cutoff is 490 feet. Um, but there's 569 of them as of 2025. It's in Asia. What city? Those are your questions, guys. Um, you know what's coming next. You're going to pause now. 3, 2, 1. All right. You would have had 4 minutes in person. You'd have talked away to people and stuff. Guys, number 1, I'm doing from memory because I don't know this answer for sure, but I'm thinking you can ballpark it, especially with the 1912 part. I believe, and we'll see the answer in a moment, I believe it's 1860s. I think it's 1860s. Number 2 is the polka, Polka, polka. Best wrong answer I got was the stanky leg. Got a couple other dances too, but people were having a bit of fun with that. And number 3, the city in Asia. I got some Dubais and Beijings. Not bad. Correct answer, Hong Kong. Hong Kong. A lot of people in a small area, lots of high rises, and actually in the news today for all the wrong reasons. A real tragedy there. All right, round 5 of 6. Not much to go. I'm filming this all in one go too, and clearly with Jamie coming in, it wasn't planned. Round 5. Oh no. Question 1. According to Ranker.com, the list of the top 10 most famous people with the initials WW includes a British poet who died in the middle of the 19th century and an American poet who died 42 years later. Who are they? So two poets, their initials are WW. All right. First name W, second name W. Starts with. Number 2, who started the Civil War when he crossed the Rubicon? All right. Who started the Civil War when he crossed the Rubicon? And number 3, if you're looking for blank, blank outside of the US or Canada, you won't get very far. In the rest of the world, the figures are known as Sylvanian families. What is our, as in North American, 2-word name for the popular toy range? So in the rest of the world, this toy range is known as Sylvanian families. In North America and Canada, they gave it a different name, 2 words. Why they did that, I don't know. Probably copyright stuff, maybe marketing reasons. But anyway, I need you to tell me what Sylvanian families are known as here. Those are your questions, guys. You get 2 points each on the first one. I'm going to tell you to pause now. You'll have 4 minutes. There you go. Pause now. All right. Number 1. Again, doing it from memory, but I'm pretty solid at trivia. William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth, who I believe died in 1850, which the 42 would mean Walt Whitman died in 1892. So William Wordsworth, Walt Whitman. Number two, who started a civil war when he crossed the Rubicon? The Rubicon was a river in northern Italy, and he crossed the river, which started a civil war. He was Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, uh, Roman. People often call him an emperor. He wasn't. He was on track for that. But anyway, he was a general who started a civil war. And number three, Sylvanian families in North America are known as calico critters. Calico critters, kind of cute little toys. My daughter, she's 4, loves them. Okay, round number 6. Last chance to make points if you were playing in person. Round 6. Question 1. 3 of the 4 young stars of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movies were actresses whose first names start with which letter? I just want the letter. So it's 2 movies with 4 young stars. 3 of them have first names starting with the same letter. Uh, what letter? Just the letter. Number 2. What island was also the name of the U.S. project that developed the first nuclear weapons? What island was that? And number 3, one more easier, harder. I do these on purpose because if you're really good at trivia, you'll probably go for the 6. But if you're just there for have a good time, you can have a chance at the 3 as well. Up to you if you want to risk it. Easier one. The name of which drink was also the nickname of the Queen of England and Ireland from 1553 to 1558? Name of which drink was also that Queen's nickname? Number 2 for 6 points. Shot in 1918 by a Fanny Kaplan. He later suffered multiple strokes that left him paralyzed and unable to speak before his death in 1924. Who was he? All right. Shot in 1918 by a woman named Fanny Kaplan. He then had multiple strokes, ended up paralyzed, unable to speak. He died in 1924. And this is a famous person. I always try to have my answers be something you've heard of. So, like, even if you don't know it, you might figure it out. All right. Those are your questions. You would start your 4 minutes. I'm going to say pause now. And 3, 2, 1. And number 1 was 4 young stars. Blake Lively, who's been in the news a lot in the last year or two, she was one of them, but the other 3 all had first names starting with the letter A. Amber Tamblyn, America Ferrara, and Gilmore Girls. Oh, Alexis Bledel, AAA. Number 2, the island that was also the name of the U.S. project that developed the first nuclear weapons was Manhattan. Manhattan Project, the movie Oppenheimer. That's not the hardest question for people who like trivia, but hopefully you got it. And number 3, the Queen. It was a pretty volatile political environment in England at the time. She had a lot of people put to death, and she was nicknamed Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, like the drink. The other one, I promised you, is a famous person. It's a very famous person. You've all heard of this person. But for 6 points, you needed to put Lenin, Vladimir Lenin, the communist leader when they took over the old Imperial Russia and started the Soviet Union. All right, that was round number 6. And if we were in person now, I would give you the scores. So I give the scores to the room. Or if we were playing online, I show the scores so you can see where you're going. If you're trailing, if you're in the lead, or anywhere in between. But like I said, if this gets a bit of traction and people are enjoying it, I'll post the scores that people got on the night. Okay. Oh yeah, and that was just the ways of finding me online. I do trivia all the time. I do games for the public on Monday, no, on Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, and Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern. Those are games for the public. And then the best teams play on Sunday at 9 o'clock, a different game. It's a very high standard game. There's some really good trivia players on there, but some people that just play for fun too. But you can play from home, and most people use it as an excuse to connect with like family and friends who also like trivia. All right, Let's see. Your scores would be announced now. And I'd guess the team in the lead would probably be on about 90, 95. Maybe a really strong team's on 100 now. If you're above that, you're doing great or you're cheating. I don't really care. Also, a bad score might be like under 40. I don't know. Again, people that play my trivia tend to be better at trivia, so but I would guess that based on the content we just had. All right, time to move on. We're going to do two final questions. This is going to finish out the game. You can bet up to 20 points on each. 2-0, 20 points on each. But you're betting after you see the question. So you're betting based on your confidence in the answer. Does that make sense? You would bet up to 20 on each. If you get it wrong, though, you lose what you bet. So if a team was on 100, they bet 20 on both, and they got them wrong, they'd go all the way back to 60. You get how that works. Usually the team in second's like 6 points back or something, so they have to bet 35 or risk being caught or passed, which can often lead to teams coming backwards because they want to go for it. Or you can be strategic, leave some points on the table that could have won you the game. But you bet after you see the questions. So we're doing two of them, and here they go. Number one, what first name, so a first name, is shared by an actress in her 40s married to an SNL alum, a singer in her 20s whose first song and first two albums reached number one, an Irish citizen in Hollywood who slept with the younger star of their directorial debut, and a deceased five-time Oscar nominee who starred in one of the most famous movies ever. All right, what first name works for all of those? I'm not reading it again. You can read it. There's a summary slide. Number two, the most expensive car ever sold, ever, went for a record 142 million in 2022. It's a 1950s model by which European Union automaker, which EU automaker. So I'm just telling you, the most expensive car of all time went for 142 million. It's a 1950s model by which automaker? I just want you to do that. All right, you have 4 minutes. Remember, you're going to risk up to 20 on each. That's your decision. I'm going to say pause now. 3, 2, 1. All right. We are at the end, and I don't think I made a mistake. Jamie tried his best to throw me off, my beautiful little boy. I wanted to kill him, but he didn't know. He wouldn't normally do that. I never told him I was doing it. Number one, what first name works for all of these? It's a woman, of course. Olivia. Olivia Munn, Olivia Rodrigo, Olivia Wilde. She was with Harry Styles at the time. She was older than him. That was her directorial debut. I think it was called Don't Worry, Darling. Um, and the last one of the most famous movies ever was Gone with the Wind. And she was Olivia de Havilland. All right. Very famous lady from Hollywood back in the day. Number two, that's a lot of money. A lot of money for a car, but it is a gorgeous car. And there was only two of this specific model made. 142 million. You'd be surprised how many answers I got that were British, like Rolls-Royce. And I was like, they're not in the EU anymore. Brexit was a while ago. The other popular answer was Ferrari. And to be honest, if I didn't know this, I'd have probably gone with Ferrari too. But it is actually a Mercedes-Benz. It's nicknamed the Gullwing. You can tell why. It's a gorgeous car. I think the designer kept one and they sold one. But anyway, it's a crazy amount of money. All right, guys, I don't know if anyone will watch this. I'll find out later, but I'm going to post it online, Jamie and all. And if you're with family and friends, hopefully you played along, had a bit of fun. I do these online. I do them in person in the Baltimore area. I'm at the Guinness Brewery in Maryland, if you're ever in that part of the world, on Wednesdays. But I do online. You can play from home. Formats like pretty much what I gave you. It's similar content, a couple of speed questions and picture questions and stuff. But this game was one that I did in person in Baltimore. at a really nice restaurant. We had a private room and we did a cool game. So if you did like it, look me up. It's walshtrivia.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I love hosting trivia. I try to make it fun for people. I try to make a trivia for people who like trivia. So definitely look me up. And yeah. Oh, why did I put this slide in? I am going to host a game on Friday. So as I record or click end in a moment. It's Wednesday. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, November 27th, 2025. And on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to do a game on Zoom. And if you're home or you're with family and friends, you could be one or two people, you could be a big group. Um, you could play this game. It would last basically 60 minutes from start to finish. And you play online, you play live, you play against other teams. We compare scores. Some teams are good, some teams are there for a good time. Whatever it is, I'd love to have you play. Again, you can find me at walshtrivia.com or email me, Stephen, Stephen, at walshtrivia.com, or find me online. You can figure it out. You're smart enough to play my trivia. You can figure out how to contact me. Thanks, guys. And for those who do support the trivia, thanks for letting me do this for a living. And for anyone watching for the first time, hope you will join us anytime you can. All right, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am off to talk to my son about interrupting. Have a good one. Bye.